Russia-Ukraine war latest news. Putin praises captured T-90 tank, which Ukraine has successfully deployed. Images from the front lines show that Ukrainian forces have successfully repositioned a tank that they had taken from the Russians earlier in the conflict. Associated Press photos show what seems to be a T-90 tank, which Russian President Vladimir Putin has referred to as the greatest in the world, stationed on the front lines held by Ukrainian forces close to the Sumy region's border with Russia. The X-account keeping tabs on the conflict in Ukraine, OSIN Technical, confirmed that the vehicle in question was a T-90M Prorov. The Ukrainian army has taken significant casualties from these tanks, which constitute a significant portion of Russia's invasion force. When asked about the necessity for new anti-tank warfare systems during the battle in Ukraine in 2023, Vladimir Putin referred to the T-90 as the world's best when speaking to military reporters. Newer tanks are also required. One may argue that the T-90M Prorov is the top tank in the world right now. When it gets close to its targets, nothing can stand a chance. More accurately, and at a longer range, it fires. Plus, it's more protected. The T-90's 125mm, 4.92-inch, tank cannon, which TASS states is standard issue, has an effective range of 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, and can fire both conventional weapons and missiles. It also has fully automated fire control and armor that protects the entire body. An overwhelming portion of Russia's military hardware has been either destroyed or captured by the Ukrainians since the conflict started. Earlier this year, reports surfaced suggesting that Russian forces had lost over 100 tanks to the conflict. According to Dutch war tracker Oryx, the tanks served as a response to the M1 Abrams tanks that the United States Army had delivered to Kiev in the outset of the conflict. Eurovagonzavod resupplied the Russian army with T-90 tanks in February 2023 following the loss of around 97 of the model. The Ukrainian military boasted in June that it had neutralized almost 7,800 tanks, 13,400 pieces of artillery, 831 air defense systems, 357 planes, and 326 helicopters. Additionally, the Ukrainian capital asserts that it has vanquished more than 500,000 Russian troops. The United States put the Russian casualties at about 315,000 as of the end of 2023. Putin has termed these losses as irretrievable, but he insists that Ukraine has suffered far worse. "I can assure you that our losses, particularly irretrievable losses, are undoubtedly significantly fewer than those of the opposite party," he says.